So you're live in the studio with Clive in 5, 4, 3, 2, and hello and welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. I see Alan is in there early. Barbara Lowe was there early. Look, we've got a few people. Vermont Paint and Photos, hello. Molly's there as well, and Donna Newland. So what have I got planned tonight? I just want to go through a video that hello Clive says Grayscale Painting. Go and check his channel out. Yes, what a man. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go through a video tonight. It's a painting I did quite a while ago. In actual fact, I look quite fat in this one. But I thought it would be good if we actually sat through this because it's difficult for me to do an actual live painting and try and do all the questions and answers and everything because I haven't got my wife Jane with me. She's in lockdown at the moment. She's not allowed out. But yeah, I thought I'd just do that tonight. A bit of fun. Let's have a bit of let's have a chat. Let's go over to the chat that we've got there now. As you can see, everybody is in there. Don't forget to put your questions in. I will try and answer your questions. I'm going to be watching this along with you. I have got my glass of rosé wine, which I'm going to sip, and I hope I don't get too drunk and embarrass myself. Hello everybody. Hello Neil. Hello Angela. And hello Claire and Deborah Gay as well. Gray. Let's have a drink. Cheers everybody. Let's put all our troubles behind us and move forward. And don't forget not to worry too much about what's going to happen. Let's just enjoy ourselves tonight and just sit back, chat, and answer me some questions. Answer me some questions. So without further ado, I am going to go and start this up now. So let's just see what I got planned in the studio. Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining me in the studio. As you can see, I got my little Molly with me today, and we Molly, and we're going to paint some dolphins, and we certainly are, aren't we? So let's have a look at the colours we're going to be using today, are we? Yes, let's have a look. Well, we've got some ultramarine blue, we've got some ultramarine blue, but there, look, yes, and we got some cadmium yellow, and we got some burnt umber, some Mars black, and some titanium white. Yes. And we've got a small selection of brushes which I'll go through in a minute. Now I've got to put Molly down because she'll kiss me till the end of the day otherwise, won't you? Okay, so say bye-bye Molly. We'll talk to you later. Okay, there we go. Good girl. Okay, I'm just adjusting my easel. Okay, I need to adjust a few cameras now. Yes, because I just dropped my easel down. There we go. There. Right. And that was Molly that just joined me in the studio. Yes. So as I said, a small selection of brushes. I've got a small angled shader, I've got a 1-inch short flat, and I've got a detail brush. Now I'm hoping that's all the ones that I'm going to use today. These are Graduate by Dale and Roney. Please pop along to the descriptions underneath here, and if you want to buy some of these or see how much they are, there's a link there to Amazon. Yes, there certainly is. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple of them one side. I'm going to moisten down my palette, and the brushes have already been pre-soaked, so nothing to worry about there. I'm going to pick up some white on my brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of ultramarine blue. So I've got white, ultramarine blue on the same brush. And I'm just going to push that in like that. Now I'm going to put this on quite thickly today because I don't want to do many layers, and I say in other videos that acrylic painting is a layer painting. So what we're going to be doing is a layer building. I don't know if you can actually hear everything that I'm actually saying. Can you just hear my voice and nothing on the video? I'm going to moist down my canvas. Now this canvas might get a little bit flippy floppy because I haven't put the keys in. Keys are those little white things that we put in the back to keep them taut, and I haven't done that today, so I'm expecting my canvas to go a bit floppy with the moisture, but it doesn't worry me at all, that doesn't. So I'm just going to bring in the white, ultramarine blue and white, basically just putting it in like that. You should see my canvas starting to go a bit floppy. I want a nice light area around
my dolphin. There you go. Using the very edge of the brush, as we talked about before, using the very edge of the brush to get a little bit of colour.
Hey, he's not a bad artist, this one. I
A little
quite
bit of
like
moisture.
these paintings.
And I wanted a bit lighter down here. A bit darker, a bit darker. A little
Alan,
bit of
yes,
light coming in.
I can do
Just
a
taking
box
the
set
time
of
just to go
homemade
around
paints.
my
That's not a
line work.
problem at all for you.
Just taking the time. I just want to preserve that line work where I can.
Just let me know what colours you want and I can get them shipped out.
I'm just moistening down the canvas.
Hello Angela, you've just
My
been
brush.
locked in. Okay.
Now I would say this is a fairly
I think the best
easy
thing to do
painting,
is
if
actually
you're a
to just take your time and just relax. Don't panic and don't go panicking too much about being locked in. Use your time to its advantage. That's what I say. And watching things like this and people like myself and Grace Gale and all those other wonderful YouTube artists and Facebook artists out there, I think it's very important that we pull together in these times and stay at home and stay safe. And there's loads of things that we can actually do and projects that we can paint. I think it's a wonderful resource that we've got here these days.
like I do when I'm painting for myself, and as I said, I can sit here for literally days sometimes just doing a painting, not a matter of an hour or 30 minutes or something like that. And I'm sure that you should take your time, and if it takes you a couple of days to do a painting that's shown on the channel, then that's good. So I'm just trying to get that look of light coming through, because these two dolphins are under the water, as you can see, and I'm just trying to get that to look as if there's a little bit of glow coming through.
Alcohol ink art. That's I'd like to know a little bit more about that. Drop me a line and or join me on Facebook and let me know, because I'm very interested in all new forms of artwork, and I think alcohol art sounds good to me. I'm in the art room and I'm drinking alcohol.
It was said
cheers.
to me the other week that Clive, you never seem to put much paint on your palette, and that is certainly true, because I don't like wasting paint. And even if I
Sandy, with the paper, what I tend to do, I use an acrylic paper from Galeria, as you've seen on the farm gate. So what I tend to do is put a light coat of gesso on that, and it does tend to stop it wrinkling. The only other option you could do really is to tape it down and just wet it slightly, let it dry, and as it dries, it tightens up a bit like watercolor paper.
You can tell by the beads of sweat rolling down my forehead. does tend to get a little bit warm in here, but I don't mind, because in the winter I'm normally freezing and I've got my thermals on and I got the heaters going full blast. So I'm just going to add a little bit more titanium white to my palette, because I wasn't sure exactly how much titanium white I would use. So I thought, well, it's best to err on the side of caution. Again, it's going to be a little bit darker down here. Just ultramarine blue and white. That's all it is. Just ultramarine blue and white.
Thanks, Susan, about the dance of paintings. Yeah, that was quite a while ago, actually. I can't remember how many years ago I did that. Angela's saying, would it be possible for me to do an in-depth portrait painting from the beginning?
A little bit darker down here.
I have done portrait paintings, but I am currently starting the memberships up, so I'm going to be doing more of in-depth paintings on that one. But yeah, I've got an eagle going out on Monday, so keep an eye out for that one.
Smoothing the paint in.
The colours, palm on the cheetah.
A bit darker over here.
You need to colour match. Get a piece of paper. Get a piece of paper like that. Make a little hole punch in it. So you've got a tiny hole, or even if you haven't got that, just tear out a little hole like this. There you are.
Tone of blue.
Tear out a little hole like that. Put that over the colour, and then on the side there, then try and match the paint to what you can see through the hole. If you've got a reference photo, and that way you should be able to get a match to that. It's a bit difficult to explain verbally. I'll see what I can do about painting a cheetah for you.
Down here. Straight into some neat ultramarine blue.
Sharpest art. What's the best style for beginners? All I can say to that is just paint the way you paint. The style and that of different artists are unique to them. This is why I try not to show you,
trying to be mindful
teach you
where I'm sitting, because
a style. I want to encourage you to paint your own paintings.
Some cameras are going to make sure I'm in shot, and other cameras are going to make sure I'm not in shot.
So the style is actually
just
your
this
style.
Nice and dark down here now. Just straight, plain ultramarine blue now. Just rough it in like that.
So I'm just taking a break from the painting at the moment, and I just want to go through a few questions there. Like I said, with the cheetah, if you want to make yourself a little colour card, selection card like that, so make a little hole in a piece of paper or something like that. Place that over your reference photo, and then try and mix the colour to the approximation colour, and to what you can see through the hole, and then use that. As I said, it's difficult to say with cheetahs and things and lions. It's difficult to explain a colour if I'll actually physically show you. And again, going back to the question I was asked about style, what's the best style? The best style is yours. And don't anybody tell you any different. You do what you do, and you do what suits you, and you do what makes you feel good. Whether you were good enough to yourself, because I don't believe that I'm a fantastic artist, and most artists don't. They just persevere, and they try to get better. And the day I'm going to turn around and say that's perfect is the day I'm just going to throw my brushes in the bin, because nothing is ever perfect. So what I tend to say is that just do what you do. Use the resources on YouTube like this and other channels to try different things, and use a selection of different things to make your painting unique. That's what I suggest.
Brush, just using this 1-inch short flat. That's all we're worried about at the moment.
Jason's not very well at the moment. I want to shout out to my friend Jason Bowen. He's not very well, but I'm sure he's going to recover. He's a strong man, a good friend, and I'm in contact with him every day. In fact, I'm in contact with him several times a day. He's getting a pain in my neck, actually, but I love him, really.
Let's get a bit of white on the brush now and just come back in. Don't forget, that's a bit dry up there now, so we're going to make sure that we blend into that. That should have dried off.
Alan, as regards to your the Patreon, that is still running, but memberships have started up on YouTube, which is a very similar thing where you contribute each month to different levels in there. I'm still working on that at the moment, and it's nice to have something like Patreon all under one roof. So my YouTube is still remaining exactly the same as it's always been. But I am offering memberships, which is very, very simple. It's like an in-house Patreon, then, which is that there's going to be more. There's going to be more things to do in there, and because I've got 157,000 plus subscribers now, that I'm still able to I'm able more to produce videos and lessons in there, because if they fall in a bit flat on the memberships, I can always put them out directly into the non-paid platform, which is free, which is normal YouTube. And I think that's a lot easier for me, because Patreon, it takes a lot of work, although it's a brilliant resource, I must admit. But I am thinking about the memberships, which is better, I think, to have everything in one place.
And I'm just mixing a little bit of white on my brush, just to get that. Colour. So just so far, so all we're using is ultramarine blue and white.
Well done on that video, Shape Us Art. I wish you all the luck. If you need any help with anything to do with YouTube, just let me know. I'm quite happy to give you as much advice as I possibly can as far as starting up a channel is concerned.
Just ultramarine blue and white.
Angela, there's going to be 3 levels actually in the memberships. Don't worry. The first level starts at £1.99. It's £1.99, that is. So that's it's you know, I'm still working on it at the moment, but don't worry, I will keep things as reasonable as possible. But there are going to be more hints, tips, more in-depth paintings. I'm currently working on a church at the moment, which is I'm hoping to be the first video I actually put out on that site. But some of these videos can go for about 2 or 3 hours long, so this is where the work comes into it. Whereas YouTube, I'm knocking out videos 20, 30, 40 minutes, and you're not getting the best out of them as far as they're concerned, because they gotta be filmed at a certain time. Thanks, Patricia. I appreciate that.
How's that looking? It looks pretty good so far. Yes, it does. Okay, what we're going to do now is block in our 2 dolphins. So I'm going to get a smaller brush. I'm going to get a 1 inch again. I'm just gonna, let me just wet my palette. I'm going my paper's got dry. There you go.
Yeah, so these 2 dolphins are actually painted in the water.
So I'm looking at a very pale.
So you can see the
very
at the
pale
top
colour.
there. You
I'm
can
going to
see
go from light to dark.
You can see at the top there. That's the water,
the
surface of the water, and these are actually swimming under there. And then you can do actually everything. I know everybody that follows me can paint like this, because the techniques I use are all the same. They really are. It's just a matter of getting that flow of paint to work for you.
I want to make a... Dolphins tend to be a bit on the grey side, don't they? They're a blue-grey. That's better.
Joseph, quick question. As far as black and white are concerned, I call them neutral colours. They're not actually primary colours. Primary colours is blue,
nice blue-grey,
yellow, and what is it? Red. Yeah, blue, yellow. Too much wine. I'm on my second glass already, people. Blue, yellow, and red is a primary. That's your primaries. All the other colours can be made from that. Whereas I would say that black and white would be classed as a neutral colour. Not using too much white in colours, because that tends to make it chalky, whereas black tends to dull a colour. So you're better off, if you want to lighten a red, you're better off using a yellow to a red to lighten it rather than white, which is going to make it pink. And if you want to darken a red, you're better off using something like a burnt umber into the red to darken it, rather than using a black, which is going to just change it all together. Birch trees, 6 years ago, Bruce. Woohoo! I was 51.
I'm mixing onto the...
JJo71, I've actually got some Van Gogh paintings on the planner at the moment.
The amount of layers we're going to be doing.
They're going to be
Trying
done
to
on
build
a Friday, because I'm doing relaxation paintings on a Friday now.
I'm just making a little bit of a...
So very little
darker
talking and a lot of
working
using
down.
your own music with your headphones.
Yeah, like this.
And just watching me paint. So that's going to be Friday, every Friday at 7:30 now. So we got an upload on a Monday at 7:30, which is my normal standard YouTube video production. And then a paint and chat, something like this. This will change every week, this type of chat. Whereas you can ask me questions. And then on a Friday I'm doing relaxation paintings for the people that are in isolation.
And just think of the shape.
And my thoughts are with everybody.
This dolphin. That's going to go under there like that. Using the same small flat, half-inch short flat.
Susie, I just want to applaud you for that one, because you know, working hard there and making face masks, I think that is a phenomenal. That is better than anybody can do. You're actually helping out there, and I applaud you for that one. I'm actually working myself and doing some volunteer work. I'm helping the old age pensioners, delivering food and parcels and stuff like that. So I've actually closed my business down for 7 weeks, because I think it's important. I'd rather close my business down for 6 weeks than close a lid on one of my loved ones. So I've taken the opportunity to help out where I'm needed, and also try to help people like yourselves as well. I'm dedicating time to the people that are in isolation that can't get out. Yes, I'm reviewing old videos maybe, but it's good to sit there and chat and have a glass of wine with you, because I know you're all there and you're all thinking of each other. And I think in this time, especially in the world we are at the moment with the COVID-19, I think it's important that we all pull together as one world, not so much country, one world. We're all in this together. We're all scared. So that's important that we do our bit. Thank you, Susie. Again. Thank you.
Just changing that colour, blending it in. Very gently.
We can all panic. I've had several panic attacks over the last few weeks, and I've been crying. I've been in a hell of a state, to be honest with you. I really am.
You need a lot of pressure, and sometimes you'd be surprised what you can do with just one of these small brushes.
It's important that we handle panic.
So I'm following a reference photograph of.
So you may feel as if you can't breathe sometimes. So just slow your breathing down. Really panic. The breath, you need to really slow that breathing down.
What dolphins look like. I've painted a couple in my time, but it's been a while, so I'm just mixing it.
Count to 10 slowly in your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Breathe slowly in and out as you continue counting, and then just start counting backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. That's what I was doing. And tell yourself you will survive. This is just fear and feelings, and it will pass.
I'm bringing a bit of blue into it.
Understanding those triggers, learning to handle your panic.
Just cooling out.
If you get that attack, it will take you further and further away. So you've got to be. It's got to be more effective. Breathing in and out will relieve the anxiety and panic long term. So that's the best thing you can do.
Bit of black.
Susan, isolation is terrible. I'm climbing the walls. I haven't seen my grandchildren. I haven't seen my children. I can't hug them. My stepson came here today with my grandson. They were standing at the bottom of my drive, and I was nearly in tears because I couldn't put my arms around them and tell them how much I love them.
A little bit of colour.
But we've all got to do our bit.
It's going to be tacky up there now.
This pandemic is ripping everybody apart. But if we stay strong and stay together, we will get through this, and my heart goes out to every single country in this world.
Might have to get a detailing brush for his eye. Oh, it's a mother, it is actually, for her eye, I should say, shouldn't I? Let's get this down.
So I just want to cut across to the comments. Let's have a look here. I'm going to AP Clive. Can you drop around a case of Malbec? Yeah, well, somebody drop me another case of wine, please. Pam, sorry, what colour is to darken red? Pam, you can use burnt umber. Use burnt umber to darken a red. You'll find it'll go like a crimsony colour. It's really nice. Burnt umber is one of my favourite colours for darkening any colour. It really works wonderful. Susan, I hate isolation. It's boring, yet my house is cleaner and I miss working too. Yeah, well, Jane's got me on the scrubbing brush. She's got me cleaning everything. It's amazing what a woman can get a man to do when he's got nowhere to run. Oh, dear me. We're hearing voices of you and speaking live. It's hard to hear you talking about the painting. Babs, this painting is just a recording that I done a while ago. I'll put a link in the descriptions. I'm just going through a painting that I like, and I'm going to be putting a vote out next week to see if anybody wants to watch another video that I've done. I think it's important that we just sit back and relax sometimes and just watch and share. And I think it's important that we do that. And I'm sorry, I do waffle a bit. I'm in isolation and my village has volunteers to get shopping. So well done to all of you. And Clive, you're a star. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. I do my best for the people around you, and I always have a thought for my neighbours. But it's always important to remember that we must wash our hands regular. And as I said, protect our NHS service in the UK and save lives. And we do what we can at the end of the day. So let's get back to this painting because I'm waffling.
Get a little bit of black now, just in here, just to, because that's going to be a bit of shadow there.
Don't forget, our life is what our thoughts make it.
I'm trying to work with one brush, which is not easy because you tend to want to change brushes, but I want to show you today that you can work with just one brush or just a selection of a couple of brushes just to get the effect you're looking to do.
Socrates once said that the greatest grief are those we cause ourselves.
Just knowing where really to put a little bit of light.
I want to reach out and say thank you to everybody on YouTube and
mixing
Facebook.
That colour again, ultramarine blue, white.
For doing their bit to pull all these people together out there in this time of need. Let's be grateful to those people who make us happy.
I gotta come.
They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom.
This is, oh, that's what it was. That's what's throwing me. There's a little fin coming out there like that. Going a bit darker this side now. I wanna.
Hello, Joseph. I'm actually got a punch bag in the garden. I go out there and give that a good old whack. And I do a bit of skipping. I got a speed ball as well. I can get in there like this and get the old tension going out. Not so much about the speed, but about the
I always
stress
know when
ball.
I'm having fun because I don't talk much. I really enjoy painting, and it's really nice to have you in the studio with me again today. And you've seen Molly; she's gone off now, and she's gone to sleep,
I think it's
On the floor there somewhere.
Nadia. I have been suffering with extreme anxiety for over 3 years, and it's not nice to live with. So you're not on your own. Join me on a Friday and
light into that. Now, just need to get a
have a little bit of relaxation. Join me
bit of a
on
mist.
my
Just
Facebook
blending
channel.
this paint together, keeping the shadows in place.
Clive's Healthy Living and Mindset. Don't forget, check it out.
There you go.
I've also got another YouTube
I want to get
channel.
a bit of blue. Just want to get a bit of blue
I'll
on
put
my
the link
brush.
to
I
the
just wanna-
below on that one for you if you want to pop along there. I
Bring in
do
a bit of blue.
vlogs and everything else.
just around there. And I want to make this. I want to make this a bit bluer down here. This is my shadow.
The Northeast AI. It depends on how you read that. It's strange but enlightening that all around the globe we are united by this one terrible event. What? Watching me paint this painting. But we've got to laugh. If we in the face of adversity, we've got to laugh. I just want to share that because it is terrible. I'm not making light of this pandemic, but what I'm saying is reading that made me smile because I see the funny things in life sometimes. Otherwise, I would just cry. But that's made me smile. But yes, my heart goes out to everybody, and I want to say to everybody around the world to stay at home, protect your National Health Service or your health service. Give you a big clap to your doctors and nurses who are putting their lives at risk, even those people in the superstores, and providing us food and stuff. And I want us to all think that we should be saving lives by doing our bit. And if that means sitting in the house being bored and spending time like myself with my wife, then that's what I have to do. And yeah, so I want to reach out there and say thank you very much to all these people that are putting their lives at risk to make sure that we have got our life back. And I'm sure that everything will work out in the end. But at the moment, this is a long road, a bit like this painting I'm doing.
Just trying to get the shape of this. I don't know what they call it. It's a beak. I think it's a beak. We want to put a definite shadow under this one. Oops, I just picked up a bit of yellow. No. Oh no. Actually, that's giving me an idea. Actually, that's just giving me an idea. Let's put a bit of yellow. Let's make it green. Let's mix a bit of black to that. I want to make a green. Let's put a bit of green in.
Susan, yeah, 7:30 p.m. 7:30 Greenwich Mean Time. That's London time, UK time. At 7:30 in the evening. Yes. The reason I do 7:30 p.m. is because my wife Jane goes and sits and watches Coronation Street, Emmerdale, and all the other things. I'm stuck out in the studio. I have been stuck in the studio for about 10 years at that time, so I thought, well, I just as well be productive and do YouTube lessons. Hello, Martha. Jason is, yeah, he's not very well man at the moment.
There we are.
I've talked to him today. He's definitely chesty.
Just a touch a hint of green.
But I'm sure he's okay. Just go over to his YouTube channel or his Facebook page and wish him all the best and tell him that this mad Welshman is loves him, really loves him so much.
Canvas is getting a bit sticky now, so I'm just going to pick up another 1/2 inch short flat. Just want to blend this in. I'm putting the paint on a bit thicker than I would normally put it on, but
Vanessa, that was a long time ago, Flipper.
I'm trying to get away with layers.
I think I just about remember that myself. Mom Strat, I'm fine. At the moment, I'm okay. I'm dealing with it.
Before we lose
being stuck here is hard.
This, let's get.
I want to paint this baby now.
Let's get the baby in.
Any questions on art? Any art-related questions? Anybody? Fire them at me. I think Jane's missing out on a bottle of wine. This is actually Jane's bottle of wine. Let's have another one. I don't condone drinking. It's not good for you. Anybody, any youngsters are out there, don't go drinking. It's not good for you, really. This is medicinal only. Don't forget, Susan, you can always watch a repeat at any time you want.
A little bit, but there, no, just
you don't have to paint
to
live.
marry him up a bit, basically. She's actually touching the mother. That's why there's that shadow there that I try to establish.
At this current moment in time, I've actually lost 5 stone. So that's what's that? 5 stone is. Let me work it out. Let me work a calculator. 5 times 1 is 40.
Just darkening that shadow off with some black now. I'll put a bit of black.
That's 80 pounds I've lost. 80 pounds in weight I've lost in just under a year. If you want to follow along, go to Clive's Healthy Mindset and Living. I'll put a link below where you can follow me along on my weight loss, my weight loss.
Yep. Okay, checking
Too
the
much
cameras.
wine, Clive. You're slurring.
Going back into some grey. And I'm just going to put his tail in there. Like that, and there's his little flipper coming out there. And we'll just establish the bottom of his flipper there.
Okay, just jumping back into the the comments here, and let's have a little look down there. Angela says, Clive, is your art shop open still? And is it okay to glaze paintings instead of varnishing them once they are cured? Okay, so quickly on that one. Yes, my art shop is open, but the stock is low. Or obviously I can make paints and stuff like that, but I'm having difficulty getting brushes at the moment in stock. But yeah, please pop along. All the money is welcome. It all helps the Clive Art Fund. So please don't be don't be shy in spending money with Clive. I need to feed Molly. Okay. Art questions. Let's not spoil a good chat. Okay, we will get back to that one. How do you know which color to use? Well, basically, I'm looking at a reference photograph, and how to explain how to know which color to use? I think it's more, at the end of the day, it comes down to experience. When you look at, I will do a lesson on that. I tell you what, I will do a lesson on that. I will do a lesson on looking at a reference photo and deciding what colors to use and how to use those colors then within that painting. That's a lot easier for me to do. I will do that within a week or two, and I'll put that out, and that's going to answer that question. £80 in a year is amazing. Thank you, Grayscale. Yeah, that's over 5 stone. And yes, if you'll have a look at me on this particular painting that I'm painting, you'll see the difference in my face. This is me now. This is me now.
Just merge in a bit of this grey green. A little reflection of green there. We're going to pull in a bit of this black now, so we can merge all that together like that. Get a bit more of this lighter type of grey. Put his beak in place.
Just use standard Dale and Rodney paints. Don't go expensive. There's no point. Acrylics are acrylics. You don't need the cheap ones, you need the student grade ones. They all work really well. Acrylic dries matte.
Switching to a Dale brush, picking up some black, and this is a number 6 detailing brush.
They are self-sealing because they're plastic. Basically, it's a plastic paint. So you can either use a glazing medium to glaze over.
Drop in an eye.
Because when you do that, it actually lifts the colour out of the painting, and because when you're using acrylics, when they dry dull. Dry dull. You can use a water-based acrylic varnish, which is pretty good, or a matte varnish even. I'll do another lesson on that as well. There we are. You're giving me plenty to do.
Let's put a bit of light there. How's that look on camera? Looking pretty good, I think. Picking up a bit of this blue now and it's just marrying around.
Off the top of my head, Pam, I'm using ultramarine blue for the water with white. I'm using a Mars black or a carbon black and titanium white. And that's basically it. So far. So tune in every Wednesday, and I will be doing something similar to this. I might even do some hints, tips, and tricks instead of a painting, like I've been asked about colours.
Picking up a bit of blue.
Also on a Friday, we're going to be doing just relaxation painting. So I'm going to be doing an intro. All I wanted to do is get your own music, get your headphones on, and just watch me paint, because that way I'm not going to be knocked back by YouTube for copyright for anybody's music. So that's not so much about me talking about what I'm doing, it's going to be more about watching me paint and relax. Alan, I'm not too sure. As long as it's acrylic based water, as long as it's an acrylic based varnish, you may get away with it. Give it a try. And
light reflection on the baby.
Get a piece of canvas, a spare piece of
Smooth it out in.
canvas.
I don't want any rough edges, just...
Put some paint on it and give it a try. See how it works. Give it a week to see if it's not going to peel, and you'll be fine.
Looks pretty good. A bit of shadow down there. It's increasing that shadow now.
Martha, sometimes yes, especially with portraits, I always do an underpainting, and then I tend to glaze with acrylics with that.
Light colour. Let's just mix up a bit more.
Vanessa, I've actually got lessons on my YouTube channel in the playlist section. You need to go to the main channel.
Too light.
Go to playlists. There's a section there on colour mixing. I'm actually in the process of doing some videos on colour mixing, all different colours, like blues for water, skies, greens for landscapes. I'm going to be working on other colours as well. I think I've already done an orange one, so check them out.
Picking up a bit of highlight now.
Hello, Elaine. Thank you very much. Nora, your daughter is saying hello, and I just want to pass that on to you.
Brush.
And I know you're both in lockdown, so
I'm going to find the eyelid, I think.
I just want to say to everybody out there that's in lockdown, and Elaine Askew has just asked me to say hello to her mother. I think is Nora Dunn. Hello, Nora. Nice to see you. Hello, Elaine. I'm glad you're following along tonight. So if there's anybody out there who wants me to give a shout out, to please pass those names on. Any family members that might be watching. And I will say this. If there's anybody out there that can paint and want to paint, just paint. It doesn't matter what it looks like, as long as you were happy with it. Don't be judged by what people think of you. Just judge yourself, and that's important. And if you want to try, then ask family, friends, neighbours, you know, get on WhatsApp, get on Facebook. Ask somebody just get on Facebook, say, hey, anybody out there got any paints they don't want? Can you send them to me? I'm really desperate to follow this Welsh chap in Wales who's painting along. And you know, I'd like to have some paints. I'm stuck in lockdown, and don't be afraid to ask people, because there's plenty of people out there in the situation that we find ourselves in that are willing to help. I actually took a tin of beans down to a neighbour the other day because they wanted some beans on toast. There you go. And that's what we do as a community. We are a community, no matter how big that world is. And hasn't it showed us lately how small our world is? Within a matter of months, you know, we've gone from individual parts of the world to one big problem. Makes you think, doesn't it? So if we can, if a little tiny little virus that's minute can spread so fast, why can't we spread as human beings our love and everything across the world, and good and all that? I know there's nasty people out there. I know there's people out there that don't want to do things like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. And I'm hoping that this situation we find ourselves in now is going to change us for the best. I hope it is. I hope.
Trying to find the eyelid. Constantly checking my reference photograph. Cleaning my brush, picking up a bit of that light grey now, just to bit of highlight.
I'll tell you what I'll try and do for you, Pam. I shall draw it out again for you and try and make that available within the next week, so just keep posted.
Small amount of white on the tip of my brush.
Hey Grayscale, how's those paints doing I sent you?
How are we looking? Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. What I want to do now is just get a very, very light wash of ultramarine blue. And just go around there like that. Painted with me before, you know I like washes, but this is just to just slightly blur off that edge there. I wasn't quite happy with that edge, so if that's the case, then you can just put a little bit of blue wash just over.
I just want to say this too. This is a little quote that I've just read. To live is to suffer.
A bit of blue
to
there.
Survive is to
wash off
find
the
some
edge.
meaning in suffering. And I think we're all doing that at the moment.
Blue wash down here. Be careful you don't go over the paint if it's wet. That's not what you want. That's not the effect that you were looking for.
Fan brushes, yes.
going round the
Played in
edge.
my life, but I will show you how to use them.
I
There
wanna
is
do
a
now
special
is get a bit
technique
of
with
this
them
green.
with acrylics, by the way.
That we mixed.
A lot easier to use them with oils.
Get a bit of brown. It looked like a bit of coral or something.
I'm going to have to do another turtle painting. I did actually do that as a YouTube video, but I had a lot of corruption on it, and it was terrible. So I didn't actually. I put it out there, but it was so bad quality I took it down. So I'm going to have to paint another one of them.
Rock shapes. Get a bit of black. Just put a little bit of black in here and there like that. Same brush. Again, mixing in a bit of this. Bit of grey. Get some.
Life's a bit like a painting, by the way. The secret is a bit of balance, a balance of light and dark and mid-tones. And the absence of that is just destruction. So it's a bit like life.
All shapes.
Because the secret of life is balance, and the absence of balance is destruction.
Mix a bit of burnt umber with yellow. Mix a bit of burnt umber and yellow, just to get a maybe a little bit of sand there.
Alan, thank you very much for that offer. I'm sure somebody is going to take you up on that one, and I just want to say a big thank you and a big clap there. This is what I like.
Just make it look like a seabed, really. I don't know what a seabed looks like, really, but you see, I hope you can see what I'm trying to do.
That is not actually. That is actually a bit of a lie, Clive. What are you doing? You don't know what a
Some
seabed
coral
is. You
shapes.
used to go scuba diving. I did actually go scuba diving. I had to stop. I had a stroke about 10 years ago, and I just couldn't do it
shapes.
anymore. Basically because of the water pressure.
Some coral. And as little or as many as you want, really. I got my molly barking in the background here.
Look,
Just put a little
we're
bit
coming towards the end of this little painting now, and yeah, I'm quite happy with the way it's gone, and it's nice to see this one being painted again.
effects on the seabed.
But like I've said before, it's not about the detail you can see close up, it's about what you can see 6 feet away. Always stand away from a painting.
Then, if we wanted to, is just get a little bit of
Always stand away from a painting.
moisture on our brush. Just put a few watermarks. This on the edge of the dolphin there. Like that. There's a few water sun rays coming through. A few sun rays coming through, and they're just catching the dolphin. And then you can just touch up where you want. And that is dolphins as quick as I can paint them. So yes, I'm just going to sign my name in there today.
And there you go. That was the end of that one. So I really enjoyed sitting through that with you, and I've got a glass of wine here. Jane's not going to be happy because I haven't left her much. So I just want to go quickly through the comments there. I'm in America. You're quite a kind man, Alan. Oh, thank you, Susan. Big thank you to Alan for making that offer. Beautiful painting, says Angela Parker. Thank you very much. Vanessa says thank you, Alan, for all your kindness. Yes, it's a big clap there. Don't forget to stay at home. Protect your National Health Service or your health service or your doctors, your nurses, your store assistants. I just want to basically quickly say this, that I'm glad I didn't act like some people going out there rushing out and buying all them toilet rolls, and I've got 3 sheds full of them, and I'm wondering what they're going to do with them, because now the shops are all fully stocked. What are they going to do with all these toilet rolls? Anyway, that's their problem. We are not like that, I'm sure. And so I'm just nice to be here with you. Don't forget to stay at home. Protect your National Health Service and your health service, your doctors, your nurses. Don't forget about those poor people in the shops that have got to serve you with all their food. I don't know what your particular regulations are where you live, but just stay at home and do what you can to save lives. And I look forward to seeing you on a Friday at 7:30, where we are going to be doing a relaxation painting. So I'll just do a quick chat. Don't forget to pick your own music. Get your little tipple on the go, and a coffee, a hot chocolate, if alcohol is not your thing, and get some music on Spotify or your hi-fi or your whatever what you listen to, and just watch me paint along and just chill out and relax, because at the end of the day, it's all about mindfulness. And what I will do, you can't see that because it's reflecting. No, you can't. So what I'm going to be doing as well on my other channel is I'm going to be reading parts of books. I'm going to try and give you some advice out of these things. I'm going to promote these books because I think they're wonderful things. They've done wonders for me over the years. I want to say thank you all to all of you to giving me your comments, giving me your comments there. And I look forward to seeing you on Friday, where we're going to do that meditation painting. And don't forget, out of the darkness comes light. And that is the emphasis on Monday's lesson. Out of the darkness comes light. And that is important. we're going to be painting on a black canvas, which is going to be good. I'm looking forward to that myself. I'm going to get that done today or tomorrow. And up until then, I want to thank you very much for joining me in the studio. And all I can say now is thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all again soon. Don't forget, we got to upload on a Monday at 7:30. We got a live chat. Whatever we decide to do on a Wednesday, it can change. That's what I like about the Wednesday, and then on a meditation on a Friday. So stay with me. Thank you very much, and I will see you Friday. Bye bye. Bye bye.